Alright, we are going to practice the D&D presentation with Thea here. She is a very attentive listener. See? Staring straight at the screen. Yeah, you're paying attention. Alright. Making a D&D character. Alright, so first I just wanted to start out with a short quote from one of my favorite bands. Come all you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. We're on the road to nowhere, let's find out where it goes. It might be a ladder to the stars, who knows? Come all you know hopers, you jokers and rogues. I felt like it fit the vibe of D&D and what we're gonna be doing next week. So first up, for your character, you're going to choose a class. You'll remember that this is sort of like your job in D&D. It's what you do. The basic descriptions are up on the screen there. Oh, don't fall asleep yet. We still have like 10 slides left. I've only just begun. Alright, we'll continue. Luna, are you paying attention? She's fast asleep. Very active audience. We have the barbarian as the fierce warrior of a primitive background, who can enter a battle rage. We have the bard, an inspiring magician whose power echoes the music of creation. We have the cleric, a priestly champion who wields divine magic in service of a higher power. We have the druid, a priest of the old faith, wielding the powers of nature, moonlight and plant growth, fire and lightning, and adopting animal forms. Thea, come on. At least pretend to pay attention. Fine, I'm still presenting to you. You have to listen. I trust you're listening. Your ears pointed towards me, so I trust you're listening. Moving on, we have the fighter, a master of martial combat, skilled with a variety of weapons and armor. You have the monk, a master of martial arts, harvesting the power of the body in pursuit of physical and spiritual perfection. You have the paladin, a holy warrior bound to a sacred oath. You have the ranger, a warrior who uses magical prowess and nature magic to combat threats on the edges of civilization. You have the rogue, a scoundrel who uses stealth and trickery to overcome obstacles and enemies. You have the sorcerer, a spellcaster who draws on inherent magic from a gift or from their bloodline. We have the warlock, a wielder of magic that is derived from a bargain with an extra-planar entity. And finally, the wizard, a scholarly magic user capable of manipulating the structures of reality. You'll see on the right there are the various information. You can fill in the hit die in the very top right of your sheet. You can ignore that middle column for the primary ability. We'll get to that way later. You should bubble in the little saving throw proficiencies in that little box up on the top left. And the armor and weapon proficiencies you can write down in, I believe the new version has nice little bubbles for you. Next up, choose a background. Now I'm not going to read out this whole thing because that would take way too long, but to briefly go over them, we have your acolyte. They have trained in a church or they served under a priest. They are familiar with the workings of faith and the gods. You have the artisan, that's someone who's who grew up around crafting stuff and they are familiar with a trade or something along those lines. We have the charlatan, who's sort of just going about, they're a traveler, they might play a song or two, they're sort of meandering. You have the criminal. I feel like that's self-explanatory, but you're not always on the most lawful side of things. The entertainer, you know how to play an instrument, you can put on performances, and you're great at being charismatic and all of that. Thea, you would like that. You're very playful. Oh, big yawn. We'll be done soon. Don't worry. Don't you worry. You have the farmer. Again, fairly self-explanatory. You grew up rural. The guard, you grew up as most likely a city guard. Maybe you were like on the watchtower or guarding the front gates. One of the descriptions is your feet ache. You've learned to endure some hardships. You have the guide. Your home is the outdoors. You've learned to navigate out there, and you're really connected with the nature and some bits of magic, I believe. I might be wrong about the magic. And the hermit, even more than the guide, you are isolated. You crawled out of a hole in the ground and found these people that are your D&D group, and you're here. Oh, and you can stop and read these for a second while I have to go take a break. Thea, did you enjoy your break? I think you did. I can't pet you, but I hope you enjoyed. Give you just one more minute. All right. Next we have the merchant. You're a trader, you're a shopkeeper, maybe you trained with a guild, or you grew up along a caravan. A noble, you were raised in a castle or a wealthy mansion, or you were the head of a merchant family. You grew up around fellow aristocrats, and you got like a first-class education, as it says right there in that fiddly little thing that took me like an hour to edit. You have the sage. You grew up learning in monasteries and manors. You may not have gotten the classical education of a scribe, which we'll get to in a second, but you still spent every moment you could in libraries and schools. Whoops. You're the sailor, you grew up on a boat, or you lived on a boat, or you learned a trade on the boat. Scribe, you, like I said before, you have that more like right in there, straight education. You have the great knowledge. Maybe you work for the government or in a college or some other great institution. You have great attention to detail, and you are focused and determined. A soldier, you are a fighter through and through. Your strength is all in your body. You have been training and training your whole life. It says there, battles in your blood. Sometimes you catch yourself reflexively performing the basic fighting exercises you learned first. And the wayfarer, you grew up on the streets. Sometimes you were forced to resort to criminalness, but you didn't prefer it. Yeah, you really need to be paying attention. You'll be tested on this later. Okay, I see you're listening, but and I know it's late, but could you at least pretend to be interested? You'd love this kind of thing if you gave it a chance. Come on. Besides, we're choosing species now. You like watching the birds. Would you like to be a bird? You can grow wings. Plus, you'd live about 10 times longer. Anyway, that's pretty good. Plus, you could do, what's that, like crazy necrotic damage? You can just like suck the life out of them. Get Luna back for all that bullying. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's move on. You could be a dragonborn. I've heard dragons are based off of cats. You like that? Yeah, that perked you up. So. Oh, thank you for expressing an interest. Okay, what type would you do? You strike me as a brass dragon. Yeah. Maybe bronze dragon? Yeah. Yeah, let's go for bronze dragon. Be a dwarf living underground? No? Okay. They live almost 400 years. No? Okay. You could be an elf. Have a connection to magic, live 800 years. You could be a high elf, you could be a wood elf, you could be a drow, a dark elf. And they have different powers and magics associated with them. No? The Dragonborn interested you, didn't it? Alright, you're a bit bored now. I'll run through these quicker for you. We have the gnome. They're small, but they're crafty. They live for about 400 years. And they can sometimes be travelers, but they have a pretty good connection to nature and magic. You have the Goliath. The Goliaths descended from giants, and they have various physical characteristics. They're very tall and very strong, and some have powers that they maintain from their ancestors. We have the Halfling. If you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, these are your hobbits. They love life, home, and the hearth. They like singing and family and community and spirit. But they can also be adventurous and exploring the world. They're very fun little guys. Human. I'm certain you know what a human is. You live with humans. Oh, you're really excited about that one. Maybe you do want to be a human. I think that one takes the cake. You're really going for it. We have the orc. You could be an orc. Tall, strong, gray or green skin. No, don't leave. Oh, I see. You're going down to the seat. Well, that's understandable. Here, let me turn. Shall I move the presentation? There we go. No, you're running away. All right, let's continue. You're paying attention? Almost. You'd be a tiefling. You'd be descended from demons. You act... Well, you don't act very demonic, but some cats do. Doesn't interest you? Okay. Time to choose your stats, Thea. Did you say what class you wanted, Thea? I feel like you'd make a good bard. Or maybe a rogue? What's a playful one? A bard? Yeah, let's go with bard. So you're gonna have your basic stats of 8 strength. Thea, you really should pay attention. This is the important part. Yes, thank you for coming back here. So you'll have 8 Ma'am. Miss Ma'am. Okay, I'll trust your listening. You'll have 8 strength, 14 dexterity, 12 constitution, 13 intelligence, 10 wisdom, and 15 charisma. Oh, thank you for rejoining us, Thea. Next, because we chose, well, which background would suit you best? I feel like you'd go more for the charlatan background of just playing around rather than the entertainer. Or maybe the wayfarer, because you're a rescue. Let's go with charlatan. So we're gonna increase your dexterity, constitution, and charisma each by. For you, I think you'd go for a jack of all trades type. Increase all of them by 1. What are you eating? You get plenty of food. You don't need to eat. What's that? A pine needle? Now for the skill proficiencies, you picked a bard, didn't you? So you're gonna actually pick any 3 skills. What would you do? I imagine you'd do perhaps perception, athletics, and probably persuasion. You're pretty adorable. I'll leave that up for a sec for the rest of the class. In the class features, you're gonna have to remember to get your bardic inspiration. I'll leave this up for everyone else just to write it down quickly. We'll go into the descriptions in just 1 second. Good? Good. Good. Now, if you scan here, oh, there it is, down at the bottom left. Bardic Inspiration. These had to be moved all over the place so that the boxes could be in the correct places and everything would fit. So you can choose a creature that's within 60 feet of you, and that's a very wide range for a kitty. Although I suppose you're a dragon kitty since we choose Dragonborn for you. And they get to add a 1d6, that's your normal 6-sided die, Thea, to any 20-sided die roll for the next hour. And you can do this equal to your charisma modifier, which is a +3 if I'm counting correctly. So 3 times a day. That's pretty good, Thea. Yeah, it's really good. Dragonborn traits. You're humanoid. You're about 6 feet tall, maybe 7. Maybe 5. You're a cat, you'd probably be 5 feet. Yeah, I'm recording you on my phone. You're blocking the camera, Thea. You're very cute when you do that, but it makes the viewing experience a little difficult. Okay, well, you have a speed of 30 feet. That's probably actually not so different from you right now. Might actually be slower. You have breath weapon as a bronze dragonborn, which is what we decided on earlier. You have lightning breath, which is very nice, very powerful kitty. You just shoot in a line or a cone out in front of you, does a bunch of damage. Very nice, very nice. And you have resistance to that same lightning damage. Very powerful kitty. Oh, also you can see in the dark. But we knew that already. Look, you can see more than I can in this room. Here are the other descriptions for other people in the group. I know you're getting bored, Thea. But we have to accommodate for other people. Yo, I'm gonna move it so that it at least looks like you're paying attention. You can see that? Good. Good. We have some more descriptions. Now for the feats. So feat is like a special action that you can do. It's a bit more powerful. You can do a bit more stuff with it. And well, you are a what were you? Well, I can't remember everything, Thea. Oh, you were a charlatan, weren't you? Yes, you were. You get the skilled feat, which we'll get to in a second. Actually, I believe the skilled feat is on the other tab. That'll be in the packet that I handed you earlier. Do you have your packet, Thea? You don't? Oh, well, that's all right. We can print out another one for you in a few minutes. Just pay attention to the rest, please. Now, as a bard, you have 2 bard cantrips. Those are spells that you can cast for free. You also have 4 spells from the bard spell list prepared. Those are ones that are ready to use, but you can only use 2 of them per long rest. That's basically your longest nap that you'd take in a day. Oh, and each time you gain a level, you can change one of the spells that you have available to you to use. And I will leave this available just for a sec for the other people in the group who may be following along at home. Leave this here for just 1 second. The Warlock is very interesting. The Eldritch Invocations, they're just like a separate thing, more to do with the pact that you made, and like special abilities depending on other characteristics. 2 proficiencies. Now, you are a bard, so you get to practice 3 instruments. I didn't know you could play any instruments beyond random notes when you walk across the piano. You haven't done that in months, have you? Yeah, you're a bit out of practice, but, you know, in-game you'll be very proficient. But you're also a charlatan, which means you're great at forgeries. You're falling asleep. That's all right. We'll go over this in the morning. Pop quiz. Here are some more. In your equipment, you'll either have a forgery kit, a costume, some fine clothes, and 15 gold, or if you want your own pocket money to spend on however you like, 50 gold. And I'll leave the other ones up just 1 second. There we go. Now, as a bard, you can either have leather armor, 2 daggers, a musical instrument entertainer's pack, and 19 more gold, or just 90 gold to... Are you even listening? You're not even well, I guess 1 ear is pointed down. Well, I see the light of the computer in your eyes, so I'll trust that you're actually looking. Now, the extra stuff. This is the tail end of the presentation. I haven't quite finished it yet, but you'll see that you speak the dragon language, but then also, you speak Draconic, but then also Common, of course, because everyone does, apparently. That's that. Your ability scores, you can fill in from there, and your hit points. You're a bard, so that is 8, and your constitution modifier, I don't remember how strong you are. I'm sorry. Oh, it's alright.
We'll just have to flip back to the earlier slide. You don't have to be too worried about it. This is just the practice run. We'll get it all worked out later. Don't you worry. There, you're happy now. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I think you made a nice character. What do you think? Yeah, look at that smile.